So for those that don't know, that's where you're combining a sea portion and a land portion. So my question to you is, if people are just doing the Alaskan cruise, what are they missing out on from the interior?
More, it's important to remember that an Alaska cruise on its own merits does deliver so much of the promise of Alaska. And the promise of Alaska is what? It's wilderness and wildlife and mountains and glaciers. And that comes in many different forms in many different places. Now, it could be glaciers as part of glacial scenic areas of cruising, whether that's Glacier Bay or Hubbard Glacier or Trisyan Fjord. It could be wilderness in the form of flight sightseeing amongst the national parks. It could be wildlife such as whale watching, but those iconic experiences, you do get them as part of an Alaska cruise. It's really important just to kind of start off the discussion that way. But when you think about a cruise tour, what you're thinking about always is more. You just get more of all of the iconic experiences that likely drove you to want to go to Alaska in the first place. So I always talk with travel partners or consumers about this. There's a reason that drives you to reach out to your travel partner, right? There's a reason that drives you to reach out to your travel partner and say, I'm interested in going to Alaska. Well, you get a lot of that as part of an Alaska cruise tour, a cruise. You just get more of it as part of a cruise tour. So the Alaska Trade Industry Association, they're an organization that's dedicated to promoting Alaska. And as part of their visitor research, they asked people in Alaska, hey, what was the reason that drove you to want to come to Alaska? And typically what comes back is they want scenic beauty and nature and outdoors and or wildlife. And so when you think about that as part of the lane tour, when you think about that as part of the cruise tour, the lane component of the cruise tour experiences, well, you get more of those incredible, for example, mountain experiences, because the tallest peak in North America, Mount McKinley, which when measured from a base is bigger than Everest, to get some of those incredible views, well, you have to go to the interior of Alaska. If you want more wildlife, well, the big five of Alaska wildlife, the moose, the caribou, the grizzlies, the Dall sheep, and to the lesser extent, wolves, because they're nocturnal. But predominantly, the big opportunities for that are going to be in the interior of Alaska, in destinations like Denali National Park. And when you think about wilderness, well, there's lots of wilderness opportunities on the coastline, but Kachemak Bay State Park and Kenai Fjord National Park and Katmai National Park, but Denali National Park, that's all, a lot of it is in the interior of Alaska. So when you're thinking about your experience, what you're asking yourself is this a once in a lifetime experience? To the degree, is this meaningful for me to the degree that I want that more? I want to maximize. I want to get the most I'm going to ever get out of this experience. Because if the answer is yes, then the answer is a cruise tour.